Uya kana pingola pulu ni kanga taiter barabang. Mamu yimbari ngo pikini ni barade. Irometi yomi. Ngeveli ngada. Lemuni barade. Yongoro ta mata ngi mari am to kaka papa kaka. Na dauno dori mu ada. To ye chalu aranga ngi baren. Yarata ngi.
Pastoralism as a livelihood enterprise here is actually the main economic activity. Crops for us have failed so often. With the livestock, you can migrate with them. You can keep on moving round, and you locate water and pasture. You cannot do this with the garden. You cannot carry the garden and look for where the rain is. So that is a very clear evidence of how reliable livestock can be here.
In Karamoja, given the climatic condition and the variables that we have, pastoralism has survived for decades. Of course, it has been under assault for decades as well, where pastoralism is seen as a threat, not as an opportunity.
The narrative of resilience building or dealing and coping with the struggles of pastoralists was that we should all become farmers. And so the push for irrigated agriculture in Turkana's rangeland was the narrative, and everyone kept pushing for investments in irrigated agriculture over a duration of time. It has actually increased the poverty level of pastoralists and also reduced their traditional resilience. Water that pastoralists used to use is all now being taken and channeled to irrigation.
Creation of the Mala administrative units called districts, where now the authorities in the districts are asserting themselves over territory, that this is our territory and it must be respected. Following the general pacification of the region, people are discovering value in the land use other than rangeland. In so doing, what was before available to the pastoralists as a rangeland is now being encroached upon.
We supported the pastoralists first to understand their pastoral rights. Access to resources, land, pasture and water, and a right to peaceable coexistence. And we supported the documentation of grazing and migratory areas. The map is a significant tool for the planning processes and advocacy. And we supported them to develop the pastoral code of conduct that provide the basics on how to relate with the various stakeholders. We have supported peace dialogues for peaceful coexistence, utilization of resources. Also building the capacity of these pastoral institutions, like the Pastoral Council of Elders, the Pastoral Network, as a platform to cause advocacy of pastoral issues.
For the last 2 years, we've been documenting a bit through the Pastoralist Information Center on what are the key issues that pertain the pastoralist livelihood. So we have issues of livestock health, that we connect the pastoralist voices to the livestock health service providers so that they could pay attention. More innovative is where we have what we call the policy brief breakfast meetings, where we bring stakeholders for a given thematic issue that has come on.
Our work with pastoralists was ensuring that the land question is dealt with, that the pastoral land that is usually seen as idle land is not taken for granted, especially due to extreme development. So it's road development, it's oil development in the area, and other what is seen as infrastructural development.
Looking at some of the positive trends now, and if this should continue, in 5 or 10 years, there will be more livestock in the region. Food security issues might be really reduced. So if that positive energy is even developed, I think there will be quite a lot of development in the sector.
Those who believe in pastoralism must fight the predatory political and business elite. We must address the issue of land use. Once we rationalize the use of the land, then we invest in it to support production. In that way, we can guarantee the future of pastoralism.
Patunga nele muni. Agiala ala to mangale lu munu matunga tomana. Tomana kanikabuni. Nya korodang mona nya kayara na koko nya tibe to lepu akile. Rika kini akoro tare ro koyu mu amame. Rika kini aite. Ngumo mu adang. Le muni barale. Mamu yimbari yango pikini ni barale. Rometi yomi.